trying to do this and drive at the same time. What's up? What's up, family? Did any of you see this crazy video I posted with Angela Anaconda? She got a rock solid hat on. She's pissed because people are misgendering. Let me roll the windows up. She's been misgendered. She's in some whatever the hell she's wearing. I don't know what you call that thing, the jock strap thing. With the her name's Anaconda for a reason. But these people are fucking nuts. They need to be in they need to open up the Lindemann and other nut wards across the country and just start making it open season with white coats and just start snatching people up. You know, just start trolling through social media, liberal social media and LGBTQ social media, and you know, once you make a crazy post like that, just find their address and snatch them up, because that shit's not normal. That shit's not normal. I'm seeing more and more shit with them trying to indoctrinate kids. And I don't know, man. Why do you think they lost the presidency? It's like there's a lot of people out there that obviously voted Trump for a reason, and a lot of people obviously weren't happy with the public safety hazard that it is, opening the border. We're the most hated country in the world. You know, I'll say it over and over again. We are the most hated country in the world. There's so many people in the Muslim community that just, and I'm not saying all are Muslims. There's some good Muslims out there. Muslims as a whole have good values, but the Muslims out there, the jihadi Muslims, the ones that Death to America Muslims, that have been indoctrinated to hate Americans, they don't like us. Do you know what I mean? And there's other people that clearly just don't like Americans. Americans don't like Americans. You know what I mean? I love America, and there's a lot of people that love America, but there's too many people that do not like America, and you cannot leave the border. There's a reason that Donald Trump had all those executive orders in place to keep our country safe. And Joe Biden said, out with those. I don't give a fuck about the safety of the United States, and I don't care who comes in this country. No, come in this country, come on, come on. You know what I mean? And that's not safe. That is not safe. This is what liberals aren't getting. This is another thing that liberals aren't getting. You can't be soft. America can't be soft. You have to have a tough leader. America has to be the world power. It's not like, oh, just because we want to, we have to. Because we have to keep peace for the rest of the world, so World War III doesn't happen. That's what has kept the rest of the world in line for decades and decades. It's what's kept Russia in line. It's what's kept China in line, North Korea, Iran, all these communist countries that have nuclear capabilities. That's why, like, you don't think this shit through. You just don't think this shit through, and it's what's so fucking crazy. You just want a soft world with trans boys and fucking lady boys and a fucking mulatto, fucking everybody's mulatto, and whatever kind of world you want, a soft fucking world where there's no police and there's no one to police anything. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. There will be no world. I don't know how you don't understand that Iran and North Korea and all these fucking other countries will just start, these leaders, they need to be kept in check. The Kim Jong-uns or whatever the fucking crazy dude's name is, and these dictators. Like, you think Trump's a dictator? Trump is not a dictator. Look at these other people that want to just make nuclear fucking missiles and throw them and bomb other people for no reason. America has kept those other countries in line since forever. And that's why, like, as soon as Biden came in, that's why the Palestinians bombed Israel. And you need to get it through your head. That's what started that whole war, okay? Palestine jumped that off. And that's why Russia invaded Ukraine. Something that never would have happened with Donald Trump. Accept that. Because that's 1,000% fact. That is a fact of life, okay? It never would have happened. And everybody knows that. Like, it's just a known fact. We can't have wars going on in the world because it puts everybody's lives at risk. It puts World War III that much closer. Like, you need to understand that, okay? And that's why you need a strong Republican leader, because these liberal leaders just aren't it. They aren't it. Nobody respects them. Nobody respected Joe Biden. He couldn't even remember any of these leaders' names at these meetings. He was calling this one that and that one this. And he was tripping upstairs and he was falling over invisible fucking carpets that were there. That is so embarrassing. We were embarrassment. And you think somebody was going to respect him if we had another 4 years of him or Kamala Harris? She can't even answer a normal question from a softball question from liberal biased media. You think she's going to be able to handle herself in a meeting with world leaders? Honestly. Seriously. I mean, come on, man. That's why people that know better voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump knows what he has to do to keep this country safe. And you think he's just doing shit just to do it. He's doing it to keep this country safe. You have to get these illegals out. You have to get them out. Half of them or most of them are dangerous. Are gang leaders, are sex traffickers, are rapists, murderers, or have other crimes. They're criminals from other countries. They're coming to seek sanctuary here. That's what the sanctuary laws were for. That's why they made sanctuary. So the police couldn't touch them. Why else would the police try to touch them if they weren't wanted for something? Or if they hadn't already been deported from this country? They were deported from this country for committing a crime. That's why they were deported. I don't know if how many of you have committed a crime, but I've already explained this. When you commit a crime, one of the first things they say when you go into court is if you are not a United States citizen, you can be deported if you're found guilty. And that's what happens when you're found guilty. You get deported. Okay? I gotta pause this shit. So, okay. We back. I thought that shit was playing. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Keep it real. I was talking about some political shit. America keeping it, holding down shit. America needs to hold shit down, and that's just the way the world has to be. I don't know, you liberals like really got shit fucked up, but I don't know. I should really wrap it up at that before I get more into some politics shit. I hit 5K followers, and I think I got a little too radical because I lost 800 followers on Instagram. 800 followers. 800 people stopped following me because of the truth. Dude, like liberals, you see it like anytime. I guess I'll keep talking about what I was talking about. Anytime, like Charlie Kirk goes around to these colleges, and anytime they start talking that stupid shit, he shuts them down with the truth. And oh no, we're not talking about black on black crime, and we're not talking about that. And it's like, anytime the truth gets spewed at people, they turn away, they close their ears, or they walk away, or they shut it down. And it's like 800 people stopped following me because of the truth. And is it the way I speak it? Is it the way I don't know, but you stop following me because of the truth, or because you don't agree with it, because you don't agree with me, because what? I don't understand. never said one false thing on this, on either platform. Now I post these videos to 2 platforms, to Instagram and to YouTube. YouTube's still flat, man. YouTube's hard, man. Like, if somebody was just posting to YouTube, like, you gotta have thick skin. Like, cause I would have been gave up. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I didn't have Instagram, because Instagram's a shit for me, monetary wise, and I don't make any money off anything yet. You have to have at least 10K followers to start monetizing your Instagram. So I got halfway there. I lost. Actually, I had, you know what? I got 5,500 something. So I was like 400 something followers away from 6,000. And now I'm at like 4,200 something. I'm close to 4,300. So, yeah, 800 people. A lot more than 800 people stop following. But YouTube is tough. Like, I go on the W number, and that's the only thing that helps me have the subscribers I have, besides friends that subscribe. If it wasn't for the W number, I'd have fucking 20, 25 subscribers. But I'm lucky to get 100 views, 200 views at the most. And I guess, like, for some people, I don't know, I guess that's not bad. But, like, that ain't, I don't know, I've only posted like 40 videos. Once I post this, it'll be like 40 videos, I guess. So, I don't know. So, but I see, I guess when you only watch people that have big YouTube followings, and you can't really compare yourself to that, because they get hundreds of thousands of views. And when you see the kids things, the shit that your kids watch, and the most ridiculous things have millions of views, and it's like, how the fuck did this get 2 million views? Like, this couldn't have required that much effort. But it's definitely like, it blows your mind sometimes how certain things go viral. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about something that has some substance, some meaning. So let me think about, okay, let's get down to a certain thing, an episode that happened up the max. And this is to show how the mindset of convicts and inmates have changed to go from convicts to inmates. So we were in L1 up the max, and it's a block where you go to if you get dirty urines, or they send a lot of people there after you go after you do your whole time. And like, they had started doing that, sending me there every time after I got out of the box, and you have to do like 30 days down there, and I was really getting pissed, because they don't do that shit to everybody. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna start setting in on people down here, because there's always somebody in L1 that they have a reason to get rid of. And this was like the final straw. This was the last time I went before I started doing that, because the next time I went down there, I did set in on somebody down there. Me and actually Maddie's twin brother, Maddie Tottenham's twin brother, jumped in, and he ended up fucking going to DDU for 18 months for this fucking fight. He jumped in and started doing crazy shit. But there was this kid down there. The kid's name was Pat O'Donnell. The kid was such a meathead. Like, he just wanted to be liked so bad, but he was just such an idiot. He was just somebody that you're just never gonna want to have around. Like, only meatheads are gonna have this kid around. But he was a crash dummy. So I heard he's dead now, but whatever, I could care less. So he pulled the stunt. So when he came back, he just kept begging me like, oh, well, can we be cool? Like, dudes keep moving on me. And it's like, dudes should have kept moving on you from the jump. We were in our cell one day, and it was Wednesdays. Wednesdays were the day when they did their meetings to see who was gonna go back to pop and shit. And they have everybody in those meetings: the superintendent, deputy superintendent, I.P.S, fucking director of security, DOS, director of treatment, all that. And so he must have wrote a note. It's not he must have wrote a note, he did write a note. And we never found out what was in that note, because I straight up asked him. I went straight to him. So this is how we know he wrote the note, because he admitted to it. And I.P. come on the block, the I.P. Cologne. Now the I.P. Cologne clearly didn't care about this kid's safety, because he came right on the block and started yelling the kid's name. He never even went to the desk and looked at the the head count to see what cell the kid was in, because he could have just did that, went to the kid's cell and talked to the side of the door. He just came up the middle of the block yelling the kid's name. O'Donnell, O'Donnell, O'Donnell. What cell are you in? Pat O'Donnell, what cell are you in? And he's like, I'm right here, I'm right here. I'm in cell 23, right? So Pat's all excited. I don't know why. I'm in cell 23, and he's like, I got your letter. I got your letter. What block do you want to go to? You want to go to a specific block? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This kid wrote the I.P.S, and the fucking I.P.S is fucking asking him what block he requested, and he just got down there, so he didn't do his time. What did you write in the letter? And he's not somebody that's like about his shit. There's some people that they respect in that prison that is not going to write a note to the I.P.S, but they'll move before they do their time. If they say, listen, get me the fuck out of here. But he wasn't one of them people. And he tells them in too, and they start talking at the door. And so they crack the doors for lunch. It's a feed-in block, so they crack like 8 cells at a time, and he was in my 8 cell sector. And I'm like, yo, what's up with you, bro? He's like, nothing. Fucking, I'm going to N2, all excited. And I'm like, dude, are you that fucking stupid? Are you that fucking demented? The fucking I.P. just put you out there, bro. He just put you out there. What the fuck was in that letter? Oh, I told him I was there to get me out of here. I was going to rip out, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, so you've ripped out before so bad? You've tore up all these prisons and all these blocks? Where have you done that? That they're so worried of your threat that if you rip out, if they don't get you out of here, you're gonna rip out. You must be a serious threat. Where have you done this before? So now I'm being facetious. I know he hasn't. He's just an idiot. He shouldn't even be at the max. He's not even a threat like that. And he's like, oh no, dude, I told them I'm gonna fucking tear this block up if they don't get me out of here. I'm like, you're a fucking liar, okay? You're a fucking rat. I'm telling you right to your face. Where you going? You're going to N2? I'm sending a fucking letter up there. I'm telling them not to let you live. You're not living up there. You're not living up there. And he's like, oh, all right, whatever. Oh, whatever. Like, fucking, just thought it was a big fucking joke. And I'm like, you think I'm lying? Bro, you're a fucking rat. Like, who writes the I.P.S a letter that's going to get them moved out of a segregation block? Like, and you're not worried that the fucking dude just put you out there as a rat. You're so stupid, you don't even know that your fucking I.P. just put you out there. He's like, whatever, fucking do what you gotta do. I'm like, get the fuck away from me, you fucking clown. He's like, why is it gonna be like that? I'm like, I don't fucking talk to rats. I'm just telling you what it is. So, I end up moving to pop. I sent the letter up there. And I'm like, hey, is that fucking clown Pat O'Donnell still up there? They're like, yeah, he's up here. I'm like, What the fuck do you mean he's still up there? I fucking told you this dude's a fucking rat. You gonna let him live up there? You fucking bitches? These are a bunch of fucking bitches up there. Da-da-da-da-da. These fucking kids, all they do is go to him and fucking hype it up. Yeah, John's down there calling you a rat. Da-da-da-da. And he's like, oh yeah, I told him fucking go to church. I'm gonna paint the church with his blood. I'm like, you weren't talking that shit when I called you a rat to your face. Now you're fucking all amped up and want to go to church? Alright. I'm gonna go to fucking church. So now I'm like, unfucking believable that I don't care that it's on me that now I gotta handle this, right? But the reason I didn't handle it down in L1 was because he was leaving. He was leaving anyways. He's going to live in Pop in a block. Do you know what I mean? He just got, yeah, put out there as a rat, but he's going to Pop in fucking 20 minutes. They told him to pack his shit. So it's only right that the block he goes to are the ones that fucking straighten it. But they don't want to. Whatever, I'll fucking do it. So I'm like, alright, tell him to go to church. And you are a bunch of bitches up there. Every single white dude is a fucking bitch. You tell them, I said it, I don't give a fuck who's up there. If any of them have fucking anything to say about it, they can go to church too. So, we sign him up for church. And I'm like, I send him a kite, and I tell them up there, tell him to, now I go to church every single week. Most of us go to church every week, and we just go up there just to see each other and kick it. And we know all the people that volunteer every week. You know what I mean? If we want to do this, I don't want to do it inside the church. I don't want to fight in front of these people. I don't want them to be terrified. I know them. So we tell them, don't go inside the church. Okay? It's better to do it in the stairs. We'll get it in longer. Don't go inside the church. Okay? So he's given this fucking directive. We go up. I'm looking for him in the stairs. It's time to go to church. He's not in the stairwell. I go up. I'm like, wow, he didn't fucking come. What the fuck? What a fucking coward. I go inside the fucking church. There he is, in the back of the church, shadowboxing, like a fucking loser. I'm like, what a fucking idiot. Told this kid not to come into the church. So I fucking go back there. I fucking move on him instantly. And he just curls up in a fucking ball. Now my brother, Sully, who's another boyo, he was coming too. He was gonna move on him too with me, because this kid didn't deserve a one-on-one. Because he's a rat, and he was just talking mad shit, and we just decided, you know what, we're both gonna fucking wreck him in the church. Well, not in the church, but in the stairwell. Sully moves, he fucking curls completely in a ball, and they fucking come right over. They were right there, because the fucking cops are right there, froze it up right away. They said, stop fucking hitting him. I got fucking maced. I got sprayed right in my fucking mouth, right in my eyes. Nothing good ended up happening out of it. But after that, he couldn't live nowhere. Dude's got the word, and he ended up getting out, I guess, and coming back. And I seen him in the hole, and he was like, John. I'm like, what, dude? Who's that? He's like, it's OD. I'm like, who is OD? I don't know who the fuck OD is. I have no idea who you are. And he's like, yeah, Pat. You know Pat, the kid that you beat up in the church? And I'm like, what do you want, bro? He's like, I just want to live. I want to come to Pop. Every block I go to, dude's fucking, dude's gonna let me live. And I'm like, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Can we just, I'm like, no, you're a rat, dude. You're a rat. What was in that fucking, tell me what was in that letter and we'll talk about it. He's like, I cut a piece in there, and I told him that there was a piece missing. And he had. And I'm like, why didn't you just say that? So you basically told on yourself. You cut a piece, and I don't know why they even did that. And they went in, because I remember the IPS went in and sprayed it. And he moved out of that cell. But I'm like, dude, I don't care about you. You want to live on the gray side? Because, I mean, did I say gray side? I'm a gray side guy, a north side guy. I said, I don't care, but you ain't living on the north side. You ain't living on the gray side, okay? You go live down the green side, I don't give a fuck where you live, okay? I don't think about you. I've never given you another thought. After that day, you were nobody on my radar. I don't give a fuck what you do, but you ain't living on the gray side. You go down the green side, do whatever the fuck you want, okay? Oh, and we had another incident with this kid, and I forgot that when I went to N2, I got logged out of P2, yeah, to N1, and I was in N1 for a minute when it was a child block. The Boyos had no table, so I grabbed a table. I took a table, and it ended up being a Brockton table. And we had that table for like a month. And he came over and was like, "Hey, can I sit with you?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "But this was a Brockton table. This was my table." I'm like, "This is a Boyo table, bro." "Are you a Boyo?" "No, but this was our table." I said, "Bro, this is a fucking Boyo table. You and anybody who sat here before, and any of you kids from Brockton have an issue with that, come straighten it, because this is a fucking Boyo table. Alright? You will tell anybody who used to sit here, or any of your guys, this is a Boyo table now. And if you want to fucking do anything about that, you know where the table is." So I had already took the table from him, called him a rat to his face and all that, and this kid never did nothing. And the kid's a lame, obviously. Obviously, anyone listening to the story know the kid's a lame. And it's just, so I just filled in the rest of the time with this story about this meathead. Just things that happen up there. This is things you could just be going about your day, thinking that's everything. It's cool. You can have a visit, a package coming in, and these are things that happen with me. Have a package coming in, and then something like this happens, and everything gets misconstrued just like that. But you still got to do what you got to do. That's what separates the men from the boys. That's what separates the men from the boys. The men and the sharks are going to do what they got to do regardless, okay? And not worry about A, being sick in the hole, B, a visit, C, fucking canteen, D, anything other than handling your business and making excuses later. You make no excuses. If you're about it, you're about it, and you do what you gotta do when you gotta do it. And that's it. And that's always how I handle myself. If anyone could say anything different, you're a liar. And I would like somebody to fucking say any different. That I never handled my business if I got disrespected or needed to, or got called out. I handled my business from day one to EOS. End of sentence. Every bit. From day one to EOS. Right? Peace.